And we are live. We are live. Welcome to another edition of Red Cup Rants. I'm your host, Dre. And I got the fellas with me, Mad Mike and the man himself, Boom. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to
What's going
Tuesday.
on?
Another Tuesday.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
good.
great.
Yeah, they officially locked down Arizona as of 2 minutes ago. So I'm here. Can't do shit else. So I might as well
Damn,
kick it with you guys. Yep. So
they 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 locked down Mexico, a part of Mexico. Damn, I ain't know that,
right.
bro.
But the crazy thing about it was, man, the governor was like, I ain't trying to lock down shit, but I guess the pressure from the people made him do it. Cause he was like, I ain't
Hey,
locking
man.
down. He's like, I ain't locking down shit. So, but
Man,
this it's getting crazy, man. These crazy times, but like I said before, and I'll say it again, don't live in fear. Still do what you got to do, but just take the proper precautions, like we talked about last week. Just take the proper precautions. If you don't got to go nowhere, stay home. Unfortunately for me, I'm considered essential personnel, so Intel already said if you're essential personnel, your ass needs to be at work.
ooh,
So
wow, really,
it
Dre?
doesn't. Yeah, well, they ain't say it like that, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, considering the fact that I'm still working, a lot of people, have lost their jobs because of this. I'm very grateful that I still am able to work because I know a lot of people, between unemployment and this stimulus check that they're trying to send out, uh, a lot of people got to make ends meet. So I'm actually one of the few ones that's grateful enough to still have a job. Matter of fact, I picked up an extra shift last night because people are staying home. So my supervisor called me. He was like, "Hey, you want to come do an extra shift?" I was like, "No problem, man." So I'll probably start working every Monday from now on until this whole Rona thing clears up. But hopefully it clears up during the summer because I got shit to do.
how that song goes? For the love of money.
Shit, can't do nothing else. My
I'll bring the mist. I'm gonna bring the mist.
well, we had
I
the
wasn't waiting for that.
Hey,
but we had the considering the fact we can't do nothing else, man. I mean, I got my video games, I got my books. I'm probably cleaning up. I was supposed to clean up today, and I fucking went to sleep. So I got stuff to do. It's just all I gotta say is people out there. This part of my parting shot. I'll probably do it later on, but just be hopeful. That's all I can say. Be prayerful. Be hopeful. Be vigilant. Be careful out there. If you don't got to go nowhere, stay home. Don't go to a beach or don't go to have parties at your house. Just wait a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even me, I'm dealing with stuff right now. I'm making executive decisions right now, so it ain't just y'all, it's me too. I'm just as guilty too. So, but with that being said, we're about to.
yeah,
I'll let you fellas go ahead, Boom.
I'm just fortunate enough that the new position I got at my job, it allows me to work from home. So
Yeah,
I can stay home. I get up early in the morning, log in, and do my thing.
right.
Even during maintenance windows, I
Mm-hmm.
get up. I can stay home and do the maintenance from here. There's no need for me to go to the office unless I have no internet.
Okay.
If I don't have
Yeah.
internet,
Whew.
And
I
that's better for you because you have a child there, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to pass it on to Tariq. So
exactly. So that at that point, I'm just gonna call my manager, and be like, "Hey, I got a child at home, and I got a wife that has a autoimmune, so
right,
I can't take
yeah,
that chance.
yeah,
So if I
man,
have to, I'll take the personal day."
I agree because I saw a video on Facebook that kind of broke my heart a little bit. The guy, I guess he was coming back from the hospital, and his son was coming up, running up to hug him, and the father was like, "No, no, no, don't hug me yet." He broke down crying. That's how serious it is, man. I mean,
You see that? You see that comment?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, if y'all didn't see the post I made with the Harlem Nights clip, y'all need to go watch that because I think that's y'all too. You and LD. It's on my Facebook page.
Oh gosh.
With,
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I
with
know what he's talking about.
with Della Reese and
How can you not?
the late Red Fox when she was talking about there was no orange juice in container. He told her to swallow it and shut the fuck up. So, but yeah,
Thank you.
that was very heartbreaking because, like I said, this this thing has really gotten out of hand. And I hope a sliver of hope that this guy that's supposed to be our president fucking gets shit together, man. Because right now it's crazy, man. It really is. So for everybody out there that has a chance to work from home, take advantage of that. And the people like me that doesn't, take the proper precautions, man. Like me, I really don't give a damn. But I think last night I changed my gloves at work about 16, 17 times, and I rarely do that. So I mean,
You got to.
yeah, I have to. And the crazy thing about it is I went to Walmart this morning and I seen a lot of people with these gloves and they're just like grabbing stuff. And I'm like, you're not gonna change your gloves? Like, you're defeating the whole purpose of what gloves are. Why are you not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people were like all up on each, especially trying to get the toilet paper. It was like the Royal Rumble in there. I was like, see, this is not gonna work. People gonna keep acting like that. But I was talking to my boy, and I said, we was talking about how the U.S. is being exposed for being greedy and corrupt. Now the whole world is seeing how we act with this whole pandemic going on. So it's crazy, man. But we're not gonna keep talking about that. We got a few things to talk about for sports wise. But the only thing I gotta say is everybody out there, just be mindful and careful where you go and what.
Be careful, man. Be careful. Seriously.
And then also, don't live in fear though. We're gonna get through this. Don't live in fear. Still live your life, but just have an extra set of caution out there, because you just got. Sometimes I know, even though we can be selfish at times, me included, you have to be mindful, because you never know. You never know, especially now these months coming up. You never know what's going to happen. So, but we're here. We're here to kind of get you talking about other things. As far as work-wise, as far as sports-wise. So, but there is some good news that the Rona has done. If anybody was like myself, Boom, and Mike, who were Michael Jordan fans back in the day, they have moved up their Last Dance from June to April. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be on every Sunday, so I don't have to work. We might have to move Breaking the Stigma around, because we do Breaking the Stigma on that day. So we might have to either do it early or late, because I'm not trying to miss that.
Oh man,
I'm gonna talk to Dex.
Look at that.
I'm gonna talk to Dex and Mike. And see if we can kind of finagle Breaking the Stigma and move it around so we can watch this documentary. Because if y'all like myself, I was a Bulls fan growing up. Yes, I was a Hawks fan, but I was a big Michael Jordan fan. So I always watched him no matter what he was doing.
Who was it?
Who the hell was it? Seriously, who was it?
If you're
a Michael Jordan fan,
if you're a Knicks fan or a Pacers fan, you hated Michael Jordan.
No.
Even if
I disagree with that, because I think even though they say, "Oh, I hated Michael Jordan," that's like every one of us saying we hate Tom Brady, but we have to recognize what that man did.
True.
So they have to recognize what Michael Jordan did in basketball in the 90s.
Unfortunately, one of my homeboys is a Knicks fan. He's a Knicks fan, and he cannot stand Michael Jordan. He cannot. No matter how great he is, I try to tell him things. He was like, fuck that guy. I was like, so when he retired the first time, and then you remember the Knicks eventually went to the finals, and then I was like, so Michael Jordan still was in here. Y'all still lost. Because you lost to the Rockets in 7. But I'm excited. I know Mike's excited because, even though Michael Jordan is going to probably
I get to see I get to see Pippen, man. I got to see Pip, man.
And
that's all.
And we all get to see Dennis Rodman behind the scenes as well, doing practice.
Woo, that's going to be entertaining.
Not only do I want to see him behind the scenes in practice, I want to see how it was outside the sport, outside the court. Because I was watching the preview I watched the preview because, I'm excited about this. Michael Jordan said, Scottie Pippen Wonder said that Robin would disappear for 48 hours, miss practice, be gone, and then all of a sudden, he shows up and grabs 25 rebounds. So,
look at this comment. He still has this Jordan poster from the Wheaties cereal box in his sports room.
Right. I'm telling you, everybody had a Michael Jordan something from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, how excited are you guys for this documentary? It's 10 parts. They're showing 2 parts every Sunday. So how excited are you guys to see this? Because it's 10 parts. So if it's 10 parts, there's a lot of stuff. And
That's a lot of stuff we don't know, man.
I always said that the '96 Bulls was the greatest team in the NBA to me. Like they could have went toe to toe with anybody. Everybody talks about the Warriors. Everybody talks about the Heat. Yeah, everybody talks about the Heat. Everybody talks about the Warriors. But I think the Bulls could have went toe to toe with both of them teams and won. I don't think there's a better trio. You guys, I mean, everybody talks about Steph, Clay, and KD. Everybody talks about LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, but them three, I mean,
man, I always say this about basketball, even sports. I always say those are three elements in sports that you have to have, man, in order to be a champion. Got to have great defense. You got to have a legit scorer who can, it doesn't matter where he is on the court. He can get points. You had that. And you got to have clutch, man. You got to have that clutch gene, man. And just a bonus one. Mm-hmm. I think Phil Jackson gets so much, like he's so disrespected as a coach. And you wouldn't think that dude had like 12 titles or something like that. Mm-hmm. He had two.
Yeah, one with a coach.
Three-peats.
Yeah, he has one with a coach. He has if you count the Lakers,
one is a player.
Yeah, three. He had two afterwards too, so that's five right there.
Yeah, he had three. He had 6 with the Bulls, and he had 3 with the Lakers, so 9. That's 9 right there. So that's 10. He had 10 championships as a player and a coach.
Yep,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
And I always said that. Phil Jackson was the second best coach behind Popovich.
He gets so disrespected because he had Michael Jordan. It's like, oh, it couldn't be that. Oh, with Michael Jordan, I'm like, that's not easy to. Have you ever we're talking about Michael Jordan? This guy has an ego, a massive ego, and it's hard to ring in those types of guys who know what they know. I mean, just look at Queen James right now. His little punk ass up. He get every coach fired. Every coach fired. How many damn coaches has he had on the team? The same coach. It's not like every team that he goes, he gets these guys fired. Mm-hmm. You're going to tell me that it's easy to keep Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, and you throw Shaq and Kobe in the mix? Bro, come on. That's a lot of ego. That's a lot of ego to try to ring in, bro.
And I think that's the reason why Phil is a great coach, because you're absolutely right, because Michael Jordan's is an alpha male. Scottie Pippen eventually became an alpha male. Then you got to deal with the wild card that's Dennis Rodman. No, I don't think no regular coach could have handled that. Like if it was a regular coach fresh out of college or fresh out of never had, I don't think he would be able to control that team. You have to have a guy like Phil who knew how to manage egos, and he was good at that. That's why, he was successful with Shaq and Kobe in the later years. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see it, man. I'm ready to see it because, like I said, I grew up a Michael Jordan fan. I always watched him play. To me, I know everybody talks about LeBron being the greatest of all time. That's their opinion. But me personally, that guy that wore 23 in Chicago is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, we need some kind of sports because I'm tired of playing NCAA right now. So I mean, but Kareem, Magic, and Worthy were good. They were good too, and also they had Byron Scott and with AC Green. So I mean,
you think they could have matched up with Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman?
You know what? I wish they did. I wish they would have played, because when the Bulls and the Lakers played in the first finals, Magic wasn't himself. He was kind of hurt. Byron Scott, Worthy was out. Kareem was kind of on the downside. I wish they was in their prime, but that would have been a very interesting matchup because I mean Kareem is.
We got a caller.
Okay, all right, go ahead. You can put him in.
Hey, caller.
What is good with y'all?
It's good, man.
What's good, man? Chilling.
I'm really gonna ask that question. Who are you?
Hey, if you want to tell me who you are, I want to just keep calling you caller. I'll call you Jefferson City. How about that? Jefferson City.
Hey, man, introduce yourself, man.
Look. I'm from the I'm from Zone 3. I'm from the Duck Gun. That's who I am.
Oh, okay. I think I talked to you before. I think you talked Mike. Me and Mike talked to you before.
Yeah, y'all know who I am. I am that guy, man. I am Julio.
No, we good.
Yeah, we good, man. So what's on your mind, man? What you want to talk about? What's up?
First off, man, to everybody who out there listening, season sports ain't dead. We just, taking a hiatus right now because of technical problems and issues going on. So, we look out next few months. We're gonna have some more projects coming up. But anyway, I just called. I know y'all talking about basketball, but I want to talk about these Falcons.
All right, man. What you want to talk about as far as us? I mean, we made a couple moves this season. I mean, we're gonna get into it later, but since you already brought that to the forefront, what you want to talk about? I know everybody's question or the $1 million question is, what's Todd Gurley gonna do with us? So, what are your opinions on that?
My opinion is like, far as you talking about the free agency moves that we done so far.
Well, I mean, yeah, me personally, I think the free agent moves is good, but I know everybody's talking about Todd Gurley and his knee. So, what are your thoughts on that? Because I think Dante Fowler would do good for us. We made a lot of low key moves, but everybody's talking about Todd Gurley and that knee. I think he's gonna do great. I don't expect him to be a 25-30 ball carrier. And I think he's got better weapons around him, vice where he was in LA. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't expect him to be like this great. Like, he's not going to get 2,000 yards or 1,800 yards. I expect him to maybe between 9 and 1,100. He's going to have a lot of he's going to be effective out the backfield as well. And he doesn't have to be the man like he was in LA. So my question to you is, do you think I think he's going to succeed? So, but what are your thoughts?
He's going to be that future back, but I don't think people think that he's going to be that future back like he was in Los Angeles. I don't think he's going to carry the load like he was with the Rams. We have younger guys like if you can say healthy, Quadrant.
Is this Don? My bad.
Yeah, that's Don, man. I had that.
Man, my bad, bro.
Nah, I told him we talked to him before, man. I remember him from the last.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter, man. That dude, he's a good dude, man. He be spitting out that knowledge. So, But go ahead, Don. We didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, man.
You good, man? Yeah, as I was saying, he's gonna have people there like share the box with him. But you gotta think about what type who's still here in that Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter, we know he doesn't like to run the ball that much, so he's not gonna really see that many significant snaps. Like I said before. I still feel like we're gonna be that aired out type offense. We have weapons. We have more weapons now. You got Aiden Hurst. You have. I'm not even gonna say nothing about Shredwell because he hasn't really proven. I really feel like that slot receiver is Russell Gage shot to lose, in my opinion. We just brought Shredwell in to make sure guys like Gage and Blake and I call it a guy. His name is hard to say, but guys like that, they can just pretty much put fire under there. So I don't think people thinking that Coach True was going to be that third. No, he hasn't proven anything. He wants to put in some work on Matt Ryan. And right now, can't nobody put in work with him because this coronavirus going around. So that's the last thing. But in order for us to do anything, man, it's gonna have to be the defense will have to move the needle this year, man. You can't be bottom of the league in, pass rush or, turnovers and, runs, yards against the run. We can't be in the last category or bottom to say that, hey, we're gonna make possible. That's not gonna be enough, man. We're gonna have to at least be average at best to make the playoffs. Especially the division right now, man. For the crowd, people crowding the division with the Buccaneers with Tom Brady and everything. I'm like, really, to be honest with you, I feel like Tom Brady was not basically paid. I don't really feel like he just going there and trying to win the championship. So I could be wrong, but hey, like I said, every team right now is 0-0. So we're about to see what type of strides we can make as a team. So, but I really feel like he's first calling the defense. I think this will be good though.
I think so. Mike, what you think?
What was the question? Because I sure forgot, man. My stomach giving me so much problems right now, bro. Them nachos running straight through my ass, bro. My bad. But hey, man, what was the question?
Ain't nobody tell you to eat that Taco Bell. Nah, he would just basically talk about the Falcons and their moves, and how do you? And I basically asked him what impact would Todd Gurley have?
Oh man, Don. Look, let me tell you something, man. Don is one of the most intelligent Falcon fans there is. He's a creator like myself, where we do a lot of work together, and what he's saying is essentially right. I think a lot of fans are expecting, not just fans, I think a lot of people are expecting Todd Gurley to be Todd Gurley, and we don't listen. When you have Matt Ryan and you have Julio Jones, we don't need you to come in here and be a fucking superhero, okay? We don't need him to do that. Do your damn job. You ever heard of Bill Belichick say that? Do your damn job. We need him to be a short down back. We need him to pick up blitzes because our offensive line is still young. They're still young. We need these guys like a veteran running back, like a Steven Jackson. Let me say something about that Steven Jackson, because I think he's getting disrespected as well, man. Steven Jackson wasn't the guy that, he was when he was, when he came to Atlanta, but he provided us with what we needed at the time. We didn't need him to be, a superstar back. That's why we had a young Devontae Freeman. He's that guy to come in and be that stopgap and kind of help mold Devontae Freeman what he was. A lot of people think, just because you bring in an older guy, he's going to be what, he's going to have those, those long, what you expect from him out of Todd Gurley or Steven Jackson. That's not what we want. We have Julio. We have Matt Ryan. We have a young Calvin Ridley in his second year. We're talking about Calvin Ridley could be one of the next best receivers in the game. This guy's still young. Hayden Hurst. We don't need him to be a great running back. We need him to do what we need him to do, and that's short yards, get in the end zone. And that's it. We don't need him to do anything else. And that's the thing, man. Stop trying to put this guy in this category of what he once was. You know what I'm saying? We can stop living in the past. And I think Dunn is absolutely correct when it comes down to Todd Gurley, man. Just and I had to say that about Steven Jackson because I think he gets a lot of disrespect because when he came to Atlanta, man, he just wasn't. We didn't need him to be Steven Jackson. We need him to be a veteran back to just do the small intricate things that a lot of fans, not just Falcons fans, they just don't appreciate what picking up blitzes mean. That's like chip blocking, those types of things. Like we don't respect. Boone can understand what I'm saying. He's a football player. Dre, you're a football player. Like we understand those small details in football that a lot of fans just don't respect, man. And that's why you pick it.
Yeah. Or they don't even see those small details. Because we were the first one to pick out, like, hey, that guy's being so selfish. And it's not open out and all all it's doing is causing unnecessary drama to be drawn onto them and the team. And
Yes, sir.
instead of focusing on how to win the game or coming back to a game plan, no, you're worried about that one player being a drama queen on the sideline.
Yep.
You go to the locker room.
Yeah.
If I was a coach, I'd be like, hey, you need to go. Because this right here is not helping the team.
That's true.
Yeah, tell them.
Yeah. So,
There you go, Tariq.
We got a fourth member here. Old nephew's on there. Got his thoughts. So,
say hi.
So
you got it's just like a lot of people, you know, like man, I don't like every football. But you guys come talk. It's just think of the fans in the cafeteria. You got some fans that just say dumb shit like they want Cam Newton to allow. Like I find it fun people like that. You know, you got some people who are Georgia Bulldogs fans first, but they're Atlanta Falcons fans second. So,
yeah.
I really move because we got a Bulldog.
Yeah.
And you got some fans that who just want who think that Madden type fan. They think that you can get all the good players without ignoring the cap space.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's non-logical. They're not logical fans, that think that we can just get everybody. Like it doesn't work like that. Like think of the.
No, his mic went mute.
All those players and miss the damn playoffs. Like just like look at the Browns. Browns got all that talent on the team on offense.
Oh boy, yeah.
They disappointed me.
Yeah, well, they didn't disappoint me. I knew they was gonna miss the damn playoffs. You got too many alpha males on the team. Like you gotta have some bacon. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, man. You gotta have people that you gotta have batons and rights, and you can't have all kings on the team like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody got to chop to run things. Like you need people that know to do their job. That's what we said. Like look at the Patriots. They have players on their team that they know they roll on the team. They do their job, and that's why they double every single year. Like if the Patriots they can find a quarterback who can deep and dunk down the field this year, I think they'll be fine. They won't miss a beat. They have lines. To me, that's all you really need to be in the playoffs. Have a good offensive line and have a good defense.
Yep. So with Don, I want to talk to you because I know you're a Falcons fan, but we got another issue we want to talk about. And Mike, I know you with me. We're gonna talk about
this. Boy.
We're gonna talk about this beef, I guess. Supposedly. We're gonna talk about AB's on his shit again. And now he decided to take shots at the man that's known as Waffle House. So Antonio Brown came out and said that, his usual dribble. Then he said, check the numbers, blah, blah, blah. I think it's actually hilarious because everybody knows that Julio is 1A, 1B in the league, wherever you want to put him at. And a guy that's been out the league because he can't escape his demons, or he lets his mouth overshadow his talent is talking. So I'm gonna let you guys pretty much say what y'all want to say, because I don't really have anything to say, because there's one guy, our guy is still in the league, still balling, and the other guy is trying to get back in the league, but I don't see it happening. So I'm gonna let y'all handle that. So Don, if you want,
let me start off, and then you guys can come back in. So let me start with so AB said that his stats prove that he's a better player than Julio Jones.
Uh-oh.
That's the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
So let's just look at the stats. So over the career of for Antonio Brown, played 131 games, 841 catches, 11,263 catches, 75 touchdowns. That's for Antonio Brown. And then Julio Jones, he has 797 catches, 12,125 yards, 57 touchdowns. The stats are almost identical except for the touchdowns. We have got to give it to Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
But the production is going to Julio Jones. And when I talk about production, I'm talking about production as a whole, not just because you had a 100-yard game or 200-yard game. No, production as what other plays can you do? Can you draw draw the defense your way? Yeah, Antonio Brown does that too. But if you got Antonio Brown and then you got Julio Jones, who you double covering more? Julio Jones, because of
that's not even a question.
Just because of his size. He'll drop catches, but Julio, yes, he has some drops, but for damn sure those 50-50 balls, Julio Jones will get them.
I mean, you see what he did. You see what he did to what's his name, 21, in New England. They went up for that jump ball, and Julio said, "Get the fuck off me!" All right, he snatched that motherfucker out of his hand. So, man, I always say this about receivers, man. Numbers are always going to be close when you talk about the top receivers. They're always going to be close. But where Boom just stated is when you're looking at Antonio or Julio Jones, who are you going to throw the ball to when you're looking for a slant? Are you going to throw the ball to a Julio Jones, who is a much bigger receiver, who can take a slant to the house? You see what he did to the Rams. What was it, the Rams? I forget what it was, but he took a slant. No, it was the Packers. The Packers. He took that slant stiff on the guy. Said, "Get the." I mean, he just shot out a freaking cannon. Like,
and let's not forget the 300-yard game he had against Carolina.
And bro, he was doing that there.
Hey, don't you bring that up? Don't
you?
That was the week my wife had him against me in fantasy football.
I'm sorry, Boom.
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry, Boom, but man, look, let me tell you something.
You hear in the background?
Yeah. Look,
hey man,
don't you, man?
All right,
now I'm going to for the rest of the day. Now she's gonna look for it on NFL Game Pass. Thanks.
Hey, look, it's on YouTube. I might have to go check that out after the show's over. I might have to watch that game.
But
hey, man.
And then another thing that I was trying to get to was when I say production, you see all these, gadget players, right? Like Tavon Austin or Wes Welker or some like gadget player that can come around on jet sweeps. Now look at this rushing average. Antonio Brown rushing average. Oh my God. His rushing average is 3.9.
That's almost 4 yards a carry.
Now you want to see Julio Jones?
Yeah.
Julio Jones, his rushing average is 6.2.
Come on, dog. Speak to him. Talk to him.
That man.
You can do so much with Julio. You can do so much with Julio, man.
Someone had that comment up about someone AB fans will only focus on TDs. Okay, what the TDs? What that's it? So he's only supposed to TDs. He's not supposed to help touchdown. Come on, yeah, Joseph Braxton,
a better blocker, a better overall blocker. He's a more physical receiver. When he plays one-on-one, and see, this is what I always say, man. I don't give a damn about numbers, man. When it comes down to one-on-one, who are the guys that I can count on to play the best against the best? AB doesn't always show up in the playoffs. AB doesn't always show up against the best corners in the league. Julio, time and time again, always destroy. And I'm talking about we're not talking about having just simply a 100 game. When he's playing the best, he shows his mother freaking behind. All right. No one can say without a shadow of a doubt This guy shut Julio down. No one can say that. I don't give it. I don't care. Look, there's always going to be some games where, okay, you know, the Falcons offensive line didn't have a good game, and then you look at Julio Jones. You like, okay, this guy shut Julio down. It's like, nah. All right, one-on-one battles, man. Even last year, I kept telling people, it's like, you think your boy really did Jalen Ramsey held Julio up? Nah, bro. It's like that was completely not the case, man. If you look at the film on that, and like I said, I'm a film guy. Don is a film guy. If you look at that film, man, that man was putting that man had Jalen Ramsey on freaking skates all freaking game. If Matt Ryan would have had enough time to make certain throws, bro, we're talking about a whole nother stat line, man.
And that's the crazy thing about it is, man, 2 games that stick out me the most about Julio: the NFC Championship game against Green Bay, and of course Super Bowl 51 when he made that catch. That should have been the catch to end all catches in that game.
That was stupid.
I mean, don't get. But
Don,
yeah, Don, go ahead. Speak on it if you want to speak on what we're talking about with this beef, I guess.
I'm gonna keep it short. Antonio Brown, man, he on that crap. Ain't nobody son.
Oh man,
he on something, man. I think he on that PCP that Smokey was smoking in Friday.
Man, that dude
he on something, man. That man needs some serious help for real, though. But go ahead, Don.
Yeah, like it's clearly Julio, man. This man been on the team.
Shit.
Julio has been consistently been doing his thing since he got in the league. All right. Everybody that's in the league right now, like for top tier receivers, Hopkins, dude got.
I already said that Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins are 1A and 1B.
Yeah,
Hopkins. They're 1A and 1B.
Tony got. Where he went played with 1 or 2 games there, and then got good. And he is now like, come on, man, like no, like just key players do stuff like that. They set up, they go, they suit up, and they go out there and they never play. Antonio Brown has done that. So for him to try to validate himself to say he's the best receiver in the game, like, dude, you got to be on the field all 15 games. If you're not on the field, your ass better be hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about physically, not mentally hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right then, Don, we about to move on to the next one, man. I appreciate you calling in, bro. Let people know.
Give them your information.
Give me info, man. Let them know where you at.
Y'all know y'all can hit me up at Field Sports on Twitter at FILA_SP. We also on Instagram. We also on Facebook. Well, we haven't done a show in the past few months because of I've been moving around and everything. So, like I said, we still active on there. I just probably started making look, pop in on y'all show, whatever I can, just to get my voice out there. Because I know a lot of people been asking, like, hey, where's Don and Coach? Coach is my other co-host, Like I said, we just been going through some things right now, man. But like we go bounce back probably around the summer or late summer, start back doing some more shows and stuff. So I ain't dead. I'm still alive, guys. So but appreciate y'all, to stay able to speak my mind for a few minutes, and but yeah, I appreciate it though. So.
Hey man, absolutely, man. Hey, look, when if you ever got time, man, we would love to have you on the show, man. Come kick it with us and talk some sports, man. Anytime, man. The door's open. Just send the invite to me or Mike or one of us, and we'll gladly have you on. Maybe we'll do a Falcon special. You could jump in and give us your thoughts.
All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good evening.
All right, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it, man. Take care, man. All right. So all right then, man. We're gonna move on to the next one because that beef was kind of. I thought it was gonna be less than that, but we had some good points. But until old boys in the league, we ain't really worried about it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So, but on to
Man,
the next
who
subject.
worried about him, man? Ain't nobody worried about nothing.
Ain't nobody say,
Like
like
you
I
said,
said,
man, that dude on crack or something, bro. Like something wrong with that dude, man.
that man needs some milk. That's what he needs. He needs some milk. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next subject. My producer there, the NFL just extended the playoffs. Okay, now I didn't hear about this. What they mean by that? Extended the playoffs.
They added one extra playoff game for each conference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this the one where they're only giving the bye to the top team in each conference?
A bye to the first, one, yeah. That's it.
So the second seed's not getting a bye no more.
No, sir. No, sir. They will have to play.
You know what that means?
I like that.
You know what that means? You can't rest your players now. You gotta ball. You gotta ball. I kind of like it.
But if they are guaranteed that number 2 spot, they can probably rest the last 2 games, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unless it's a matter of going from 2 to 1, just like how it was with Niners and Seahawks. Yeah. It was either the first place or a wild card game, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's something like that, yeah, they won't be able to rest it. From that point on, it's playoffs through end of the season and the playoffs.
Okay.
I think this is a good thing, though. I think this is a good thing. It forces the coach to kind of play some of the younger guys as well towards the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? And not, lean on, unless you're going through, you're trying to win the division and whatnot. Of course, you're going to have some of the better players, but not just towards the end of the season. I think towards the beginning of the season, going to see a lot of guys take less snaps than towards the end of the season. And that's where you see the veterans, kind of take over towards the end of the season to kind of get these guys, get them in a playoff rhythm. So it's almost like the NBA where you can set, LaQueen James, what he does best, load management and all that type of stuff. I think this is what the NFL need. Not trying to be funny, but I think this is what they need because you have, situations like Luke Kuechly where these guys are retiring early with these, concussion issues. So as far as that concerned, man, I do like the idea, but another thing that as far as the playoff structure is concerned, a lot of players were complaining that, these guys are getting they were getting paid sitting on the bench and doing nothing. They didn't think that was fair. So a lot of the change became mostly due to the fact that players complained that the number 1 and number 2 seeds were getting paid not to play. And during a week, during your bye week, you don't get paid. So they were getting paid to not do anything, and the players didn't think that was fair.
So I didn't know that.
Me neither. I didn't know that either. So that's why I say, me personally, I kind of like it, but at the same time, I kind of am skeptical about it because, you don't want your star players to get hurt. Yeah, I know it's part of the game. It's part of the game, and it happens, but it's like you said before. That's why you see younger guys that's in their prime, like a Luke Kuechly or Andrew Luck, that are retiring early because it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what it all falls back to the CBA. We talked about that, and a lot of people said that they shouldn't have signed it. But I mean, the players agreed to it. I just like I said before, and I'll say it again. I just hope that when it's further down the road, that they're like, oh, we got screwed. Well, it's too late now. You're locked in for 10 years, so you can't really renegotiate till 2031 or something like that. So I mean, that's why I wanted to read it. I did see that they got closer to the gap. They got 48%, but they do have to play an extra game now, and the playoffs got extended. And then also you'll probably have a team that has a losing record sneak into the playoffs, kind of like what the 7-9 Seahawks did back in 2010, 2011. But the good thing is they did beat the Saints, so I'm not even mad about
The
that.
beast mode game.
Yeah,
The beast mode game.
yeah, Beast Quake. Yeah, so I'm not mad about that. But my happiness turned to sorrow because the next night, that's when Aaron Rodgers kind of violated the Georgia Dome the next night. So.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, so but
Sticking on NFL, reports are NFL is planning on starting the season on time as scheduled.
Okay.
that's
cool.
good. I just
I mean that is September, but with this with the shutdown that's going on right now, with even the NFL draft that's talking about, hey, we want everyone to stay where they are and just call in, do FaceTime when they get drafted or whatnot.
Yeah.
But if this gets extended into the summer, talking about May or June, how is this going to affect the OTAs?
Yeah, that's a big.
You know what? It'll be like college football. College football doesn't have a off season. They have the spring game, then they'll have their train because college football don't have a preseason. I think the NFL is going to take the same approach as far as what college football does. If college football, because there are rumors that college football might not even happen this season. So,
but even then, is it like if everything gets an all clear, right? Because if this virus thing is still around, it may get even pushed or even possible get canceled, just like how hockey got canceled, baseball canceled, hockey. I mean, all these, even the Olympics, they've been postponed.
Yeah,
and even then, I think even when Olympics have been postponed, eventually they'll get canceled.
Yeah,
or even postponed till next year when all this
all this blows over.
When this pandemic blows over, and everyone is gonna be clear, because every day, like I don't know how it was in Arizona or Georgia, but here in Dallas County, the numbers keep going up. I mean, they added 29 cases from last night.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's it all depends on how this blows over and how this affects OTAs and training camps and whatnot. Because even with training camps, these are football players. They're gonna be like right here,
right?
Yeah. They're not gonna be 6 feet. So it's gonna be.
Well, it's like I said, it's to me personally, like Joe B said, they'll benefit from this downtime. But I'm with you, Boom. It's like when we finally get over this whole pandemic, I want to see how the teams and players and coaches approach this, because football is it's physical contact. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with what Brian said. That's why I said I think NFL will look at what college football did, where they had certain practices and a game, and then they just train until they didn't have no preseason. They just had went. How college football, they had that practice, and then like an Alabama or Georgia or USC, then they go into that game against the top team fresh. They don't have no preseason. They don't have no, like a tune-up game like some. So I'm anxious to see how the NFL is going to approach. Matter of fact, any sport. NFL, I applaud them for trying to start on time, but I'm still like.
I mean, hey, I'm optimistic that they do.
Yeah.
Because football is gonna be the one sport that's gonna bring us all back together, right?
Absolutely,
right because right now everyone is against this, mine, and whatever you do, but football will be like, all right, come on, sit down next to me, let's watch the game.
And that's crazy.
That's what's gonna happen.
And that's crazy. Go ahead.
With this pandemic, I don't think we're going to get the same type of play this season, because you have to realize the draft, when the players from the draft, when they get drafted, and all these new signings, from the free agent signings, they all need to mesh together. They need that time to come together. Hey, what are you good at and what are you weak at? Maybe y'all can complement each other, right? or what is he good at, and put him in a position to make that play. But if you don't get that turnaround, you ain't. That team is the team is like a net. I don't care what.
You know what?
You know what? It reminds me of. It reminds me of when the NBA was locked out in '99, and then they eventually came back together, and it was just kind of like a scramble to get everybody to gel. And I think that's going to happen. I think that's why I think with the approach that the NFL might take as far as shortening the OTAs and not having OTAs, they still have preseason. But I think the NFL.
Well,
This is just my thought, and I'm gonna let Mike speak. This is just my thought. I think the NFL is gonna, what I said earlier. I think the NFL is gonna take the college football approach and just put them all in the whenever it starts week 1, put them all in it and see where it goes and go from there. But the only thing that I say is, you know how the NFL is as far as with the cuts. I think that's going to affect the cutting because everybody starts with a 90-man roster, then eventually it cuts it down. I think that's where it's going to affect. I think this is where the coronavirus is going to affect that because, coaches, the NFL has certain days where you can cut certain players to a certain number. I think that's going to affect that.
Well, they made a couple of changes as far as the cut is concerned. For the most part, you have 2 cuts during the preseason. You have the first and the second cut towards the end of the preseason. But this is going to force quarterbacks to be quarterbacks. This is going to force them guys to be leaders. Because you need chemistry with the wide receiver. You need chemistry with your running backs and the timing, and get those kind of in sync. So guys who aren't truly quarterbacks, the coaches can't save their ass this time. The coaches can't save it. If the coach is the one that's calling all the meetings, putting all the plays together, and your quarterback doesn't necessarily understand the playbook, he's going to get exposed. Guys like Matt Ryan, guys like Drew Brees, I'm not exactly sure right now how Dakota is with the Dallas Cowboys playbook in its entirety. He's getting to know a new play caller for the most part. So I think a lot of these quarterbacks who know the system, they're fine. But the quarterbacks that don't know the system, they're going to be in some trouble, and they're going to get exposed, and it's going to be bad.
But you got to look at it like this too as well. There's a lot of coaching changes going on. I know the Cowboys got McCarthy, so Dakota had to learn a whole different system from what he learned with the class. And then players getting drafted, especially like quarterbacks that are going to get drafted by these teams that don't have a quarterback. Mm-hmm. They gotta learn. Their learning curve is going to be steep because they're going from the college football where they had a simplistic playbook to the NFL where it's very complex, very detailed, very intricate. So now, if you got guys like Tua, Justin Herbert, what's the name? What's the dude's name? Joe Burrow. Those guys that are coming in, Jake Fromm, those guys are coming in. They're gonna have to learn a whole different system. So I think that's gonna hurt a little bit because they don't have that, like you said, Mike. They don't have that chemistry to gel with their offense. So, like I said, I really think it's gonna be like college football with this whole, especially if the Rona doesn't shape up or tighten up. I think it's really gonna be like college football if it is a season, because I know the NFL is trying to, stoke the fire of the fans to try to give us some hope that there's going to be some kind of sports going on this season. But you got, like I said, like somebody told me, the virus, you can't make a timeline with the virus. The virus makes a timeline with you. They determine when it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So
we just need to, as Americans, as people here in the USA, you need to come together and follow the guidelines put forward, right?
Yeah.
Tell them, because right now, because I know you're stuck in the house. It's like you and me and mommy. I know you want to go out.
Hey, Tyreek, tell them what's on your mind, man. It's on you. Tell them what's on your mind, Tyreek. Tell them.
You want to go? You want to go outside, don't you, Tariq?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
So, but it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, I mean, I hope college football, but right now, considering the fact that every college has canceled their classes and there's nothing going on, my hope meter is like at at 10 right now. So I mean,
Hey, and, I hope all this, will die down, and we get a good solid training camp, and then go into the season.
yeah,
But I mean, right now, with the numbers keep going up and up,
yeah.
it could very well be until September when it starts to get under control. But
And then you got to imagine not only the players, you got to imagine those fans that's packing stadiums 100,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000.
exactly. So I mean, hey, could it be possible that they do start on time and be fanless?
You know what? Honestly, if they start on time, I honestly, if we want to take my personal take, I don't think they're going to start on time unless they just cut out OTAs and training camp altogether and just start like college football.
Let me just say this, man. Because I think what we all I always say, let's just take one day at a time. We don't know what's going to happen. So instead of just, everything is going to burn in hell, that type of stuff. Like, let's just take one step at a time, like you've been saying all along with this coronavirus all together. Like, yes, okay, this is very much so a serious deal. But at the same time, it's like everybody is just trying to take everything for themselves, and they're absolutely thinking the worst. It's like, I'm not going to have this stuff, so they buying every damn thing up. And, we don't know what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow, we could very well in the next week or so that this coronavirus, we start seeing positive, and get right back to everyday life or normal life. So, I mean, yeah, but we're talking about 3 months away. We're talking about at least 3 months away. So I wouldn't necessarily say, I don't think it's going to, start on time. Like, a lot of stuff can happen in 3 months.
True.
A lot of stuff. So let's just try to stay positive on that note, man.
That's true.
Cause we need football. I don't need to hear, I don't think it's going to start. No, we need it to happen. We need it to happen. Speak it into existence. No, we're going to speak this into existence, bro.
I know if we don't have no football, my BFF is going to go stir crazy because she loves her some football.
I'm going to go crazy. Yeah. Fuck that. I'm going to go crazy.
If I go missing, just go to the garden and dig.
I'm gonna watch. Hey, look. I'm gonna be watching Snapped. I'm gonna be like Samani. I'm like, I knew what happened already. I don't even have to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't do nothing. I'm just working. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Right. It's crazy.
I'm in a bubble just because I'm home working.
Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we do need football because, like I said, it's consider the fact that they cancel everything else, and if they cancel, I'm telling you right now, if they cancel football season, it will be a riot in this country. It will be. I'm gonna be out there with my picket sign talking about fuck the virus.
Somebody's gonna pay for our sins. Somebody's gonna pay for sins somewhere. I don't know who, but somebody's gonna pay for these sins.
I'm gonna be out there with a sign say "fuck the Rona." That's what I'm gonna be out there with a sign. But with that being said, we're gonna move on. My producer LD with the next subject. Ooh, most underrated NFL player. Ooh, oh, that's kind of tough.
Oh, that's easy. Fuck, what the hell you mean? That ain't hard. That's not hard.
Okay, then go ahead, man.
That's not hard. That's not hard at all. You know what I'm about to say.
I know what you're about to say. Say it.
It's Matt Ryan. It's Matt Ryan. Who can deny that? Who can deny that the most underrated player in the NFL is Matt fucking Ryan? Period. Point blank. This dude done led it to a Super Bowl. And he did not lose it. The defense could not make a stop in the whole entire fourth quarter. They could not get one stop on Tom Brady. One stop, we win the Super Bowl. The guys went to a Super Bowl. Not only done that, they won an MVP.
Yeah.
And still gets disrespected as though he's absolutely done nothing. Not only that, the guy is thrown for 50,000 yards. We're talking about 50,000 passing yards like that's absolutely nothing. Tell me someone in the NFL who does not get disrespected more than Matt Ryan. I want to know because look, man, I'm telling you, I honestly don't know a player in the game right now that gets less respect than Matt Ryan. With his accomplishment. With his accomplishments. We're talking about accomplishments. The stats, the accomplishments that he's obtained throughout his 11 years. Name a player that has done that. Like, I want to know. Please let me know. You guys hit that damn chat right now. Right now is how many people here? 16 people in the chat. Let us know who. Please let us know.
I wouldn't say Matt Ryan is the most underrated player. I would say he's the most disrespected, underappreciated player. I would say that. No. I would say that. Matt Ryan, to me, Matt Ryan is where he's at. He's elite. Let's just get it out the way. He's elite. I know Falcons fans. I know some Falcons fans are gonna come from my head, but the man's elite. Let's just put it out there because I know somebody in this group. I'm not gonna say no names. She's been trying to get Matt Ryan to come over there and wear that star. So I'm just saying that right there. It's
all right, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
Hey, I will gladly trade you Dak Prescott for Matt Ryan.
Not happening.
One-on-one trade.
But the fact of the matter is this. A lot of the reason why Matt Ryan to me is very disrespected and underappreciated because a lot of Falcons fans are still holding on to that number.
Bro, it's not even Falcons fans. I wish I could just say it's Falcons fans.
No. I know, but see, the thing about it is when other rivals or other people talk about my quarterback, that's warranted. We're talking about our fan base. The ones that, like Packer fans that stick up for Aaron Rodgers, the Patriots fans that stuck up for Tom Brady, even though they had trash-ass games. When Matt Ryan has a good game, it's always Julio made him
Julio.
Right, Julio made him great. But when Matt has a bad game, it's all his fault. But when the defense gives up 80 points and 7,000 yards, Matt don't play defense. You know what I'm saying? He does it. So I mean, I'm not saying he's underrated. He's underappreciated because I'm telling you like this: the day that Matt Ryan hangs up his cleats for good, we're going to regret it because it's going to set us back.
I'm going to cry, man. I'm going to cry because I feel like I'll be right back in the 90s struggling, man. I'm going to cry. I'm definitely going to cry.
This man, I've said it before and I said it again. This man has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in Falcons history. I mean, how many games he missed?
Man, I'm not even talking about Falcons history. He's one of the most, in NFL history.
I'm just talking about in general. But I'm just talking about general because our quarterback situation was uneven. We don't have the luxury like a Dallas or a San Francisco where they had good quarterbacks that stabilized. The Falcons didn't have that. We had Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich, Chris Chandelier, Michael Vick for a time.
Jeff George.
We had
Buckhead Brett. We didn't have Brett Favre. We had Buckhead Brett. All right.
Right. And the last quarterback that we had that was pretty good, I wasn't even born yet. That was Steve Barkowski. I wasn't even born yet.
I wasn't born
yet when they had Barkowski. So, and then you got to look at it like this. After the whole incident with Vic and the dog fighting allegations, the Falcons was in a very dark place. And as much as I shit on Dummy Trough, I gotta give him credit for taking the chance on Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan in college, he didn't really have a good senior year. He was putting up numbers, but he had a very bad senior. His junior year was better than his senior year. But Dimitrov took a chance on Matt Ryan, and the man has been the steady pace for the Falcons. He's been, and y'all get mad when I say this. He is the face of the Falcons. I mean, everybody talks about Julio, and rightfully so, but that man is the face of the Falcons. He really is. So I'm not saying that he's underrated. I'm saying he's underappreciated. He's very underappreciated because you got to look at the landscape.
Difference too. Being underrated, underappreciated.
He's underappreciated.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, he's very unappreciated. He's very unappreciated because you gotta look at it like this. Look at the landscape of football. Look at all these teams that have garbage ass quarterbacks. I can name about 5 off the top of my head. The Chargers, Detroit, even though
one of them,
even though Stafford's a damn good dog, trash. The Eagles, they don't know if Wentz is gonna be healthy for 16 games. They don't know. The Redskins, Haskin is a rookie, but he ain't put up good numbers. Miami, look at Miami. Who's their quarterback in Miami? Like, come on, like seriously, like
it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
See that comment?
Yeah. We never. He's our first quarterback to have back-to-back seasons, and for everybody to say that Matt Ryan's not a Hall of Famer, you're just hating. He may not. I will say this: he might not get in first ballot, but he will be a Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer. That's just because if you don't think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, you're just a hater. You're just a hater.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that he won't get in, and if he continues this path, I mean, just look at his numbers. His numbers speak for itself.
And everybody talks about
numbers.
And everybody talks about, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl yet. Okay, Dan Marino didn't win a Super Bowl, and I think he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
I mean, John Elway was 900 years old. He won his damn Super Bowl. He went through seriously.
And look, the guys that won the Super Bowl, Trent Dilfer and Brad Johnson, were total trash.
Man, don't. No.
I'm saying. So if Super Bowls really mean anything, so you're telling me that Dilfer and Johnson are better than Matt Ryan?
That's the criteria. That's the criteria.
Yep.
So, but with that being said,
for a lot of fans of Matt Ryan or not, all they look at is how many Super Bowl has he won, because they're all gonna try somehow, some way, try to compare him to TB12.
Right? Oh yeah.
Yep. Every time.
Matter of fact, it's not even TB12. It's that quarterback in New Orleans they're trying to compare him to, because the quarterback in New Orleans won a Super Bowl. One, exactly.
How many times has he gone to the playoffs and gone home?
Ooh, and got eliminated. Ooh, boy.
By the same team. By the same team.
By the same team. Yes.
So I mean, winning a Super Bowl, I think that is total crap, because
it's a team effort. It's a team sport.
Exactly, it's a team effort. When the team gets hot towards the end of the season, going to the playoffs, that team is hard to stop. For example, look at the New York Giants. They beat the Patriots.
And don't forget, they knocked off the 15-1 Packers at home.
I mean, come on. So it does not mean that the quarterback, just because he does not have a Super Bowl, he's not good enough. No, fuck that. It's the team that got hot and went through the playoffs and knocked everyone out.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of
I mean, look at
being lucky. That's all it is. Because if that's all they're gonna look at, how many Super Bowl wins does that quarterback have? Half these quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame should be in there.
Dan Marino don't have not one Super Bowl ring, but he in there. But I said Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback of all time to me, over Joe Montana and Tom Brady, because people ask me why you think Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback of all time. That man, he elevated the passing game. You know how the NFL was back in the day, run. He elevated the passing game. That man would throw the ball, and I've never seen anybody throw a better ball than Dan Marino. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, this is my thing. You know how Joe Flacco was, Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco are kind of like compared because they were drafted in the same class. And Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Joseph Rex. Yeah, you can't really the total discount championships, but that right there, no.
Joe B, I got to disagree with you, bro.
If you take the championships out, I think the MJ is still a better player than LeBron.
But see, this is the thing with me. When I say MJ is better than LeBron, I don't go by rings. I go by impact in the game. That's why I go by. Because if that's the case, Robert Ory's better than LeBron and Michael Jordan because he got 7. So I mean, that's how I look at it. But back to what I was saying. I mean, Joe Flacco went on that great run he had in the playoffs, Super Bowl and stuff like that. But do I think he's better quarterback than Matt Ryan? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and Sean Buck, you're right. He didn't have a wide receiver of Julio's caliber, but he still had Mark Clayton. He still had Mark Super Duper. Come on, man. You want to know how I know? Because they won me a lot of money in Tecmo Bowl. So I mean, Dan Marino was slinging that ball. I mean, and it's unfortunate. He did get to the Super Bowl once, but then eventually he lost with San Francisco.
Man, let me say this. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking individual type shit. Like, we live in such a individual based society.
Mike,
no, let me. No, Dre. No. We're not doing this today.
The only thing I'm saying to you is I'm agreeing with you because we are selfish. But go continue. I was agreeing with you.
But look, man, this is what I'm about to say. Like, we're talking about, we put players, great players, on such a high pedestal that we don't, like, nowadays, we don't acknowledge the guys like a Draymond Green. All right, and say what the fuck you want to say about Draymond, and no, he's not a fucking greatest defensive player of all time. But we don't respect guys like Draymond. We don't respect guys like Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. We look at their stats and say, "Oh, he doesn't have a triple double. Oh, he just what? He only has 30 points. He doesn't have 40 and 50." You know what I'm saying? We look at Tom Brady and put him on a fucking pedestal like he's the greatest of all time, like he doesn't have one of the greatest coaches of all time. Like, excuse me? Like, coaching doesn't matter all of a sudden? Defense doesn't matter all of a sudden? Special teams doesn't matter? Like, this is the type of shit that I absolutely hate. We look at all these players and try to put these one player either up on a pedestal or he's total shit because he doesn't have a ring. Like, it's absolutely baffling to me that we live in a society where we don't respect the game. We don't respect baseball in its entirety. We don't respect football in its entirety. Not just the highlights. I don't want to hear I don't want to turn on ESPN and hear, oh, LeBron James got another triple-double. What's his name? Russell Westbrook. Oh, he got another triple-double. Like, what about the other guys? What about the other guys?
But they're gonna highlight the players, the star players, and then but I would say
that's cool, man. That's cool, but like we have to do a better job. As like even on this show, this is why we have this show to highlight the guys who are doing the little things that even coaching. Like coaches get disrespected these days. It's like, oh, we have LeBron James. What do you mean? You could just hire anybody and just have him lead them to the championship.
Yeah, but we got to look at it like this though. This is not the time we grew up in. Social media and the internet makes it easy, accessible. That's why you got Twitter, because you can interact with these players. But I do want to say one thing about Joe B said. He said that the reason why LeBron is the third best scorer in the league history and MJ's fifth. You know why? Because LeBron had a head start. If you look at their player averages, hold on. If you look at their player averages, MJ had a better scoring average than LeBron. If LeBron and Michael Jordan would have started at the same time, Michael Jordan would have been blew LeBron out as far as scoring wise. Jordan would have probably had like 40,000 points the way he was going if he would have started at 17.
If Michael Jordan was allowed to run over people, he'd have just as many points, or if not more points than LeBron James. I've seen him run through people and they get the damn foul. All right, and it's not just LeBron. We're talking about Miss Harden down there in Houston. That little son of a gun. He shoots 50,000 damn free throws in a game, and you wonder why he has the stats that he's at. Like, there's so much that goes into the game, man. Like, I don't want to make it seem like it's a lot of the players' fault, because much of this is that fucking God bless the dead, but that punk ass David Stern, he changed the game into an absolute. Like he turned it to a sissy game, man. I just got to say that it's so sissified. It's so weak. It's just, I just want to score 50 points every game and see how many points, people like. It's disgusting to see see basketball right now. I don't like it. Only reason why I even support basketball right now is because of the Atlanta Hawks. It's disgusting for me to see, man. I'm just gonna be real. And you call me whatever the fuck you want to. I don't give a shit. It's just what it is, man. Y'all know that shit weak. Y'all know that damn basketball weak. You seen that LeBron James? I forget who it was. The dude didn't even touch him. He falling on the damn ground like he's like. Go. Somebody else talk, please. Somebody else talk.
Look, the only thing.
Somebody else talk, please.
Joe B, I know you said MJ all had to do was score, but yeah, that was his. Michael Jordan was the scorer.
Hold on. He said all Michael Jordan had to do was score.
Let me handle this.
What are you?
Let me handle this.
What are you on?
Let me handle this.
I think he's implying that he never had to play defense.
Let me handle this. Yes, we know Michael Jordan scored, but that's what Michael Jordan did score. But everybody talks about how great LeBron is running the point or whatever. Y'all forgot about the guy at number 33 that did this way before LeBron that established. Everybody knew. Everybody. This is the reason why. This is the reason why I said the '96 Bulls are the greatest team of all time. Everybody knew their role. Everybody knew Michael Jordan was the lightning rod on that team. Scottie Pippen was the point forward. Everybody talks about how LeBron revolutionized the game playing. No, it was Scottie Pippen, and you can debate me on that, and I can go all night with that. But everybody knows Scottie Pippen is the reason why.
We'll see it on the Last Dance. They'll see it.
Yeah,
Scottie
Pippen is the reason why the point forward position was invented because he started it. It wasn't LeBron. These young folks always talk about LeBron.
I'm appalled that Joe B will say some crap like that. I'm just appalled. Like what? That came out of your mouth. That came out of your mouth.
Well, he's a Georgia Tech fan, so what do you expect? He's a Georgia Tech
fan.
I mean, ooh. So, but anyway, we're going to get back to the subject because my producer's telling me to bring y'all back.
Hey, man.
The only underrated player in the NFL that I can think of right now, and he's not really underrated to me. He's more overlooked, and that's Chris Carter. Chris Carter is very underrated to me because everybody talks about great receivers. T.O., Moss, Jerry Rice, Larry, it's Steve Largent, all these guys. Nobody really talks about Chris Carter, but I think Chris Carter to me, and I'll probably get chastised for saying this, he had better hands than Jerry Rice. To me, he did. I think he did. Yes, we know Jerry Rice had the numbers and the accolades and the stats that.
Oh, Jerry Rice admitted to using Stickum too, so.
Yeah, but to me personally, I think Chris Carter had better hands than Jerry Rice. And I think the reason why he gets overlooked because look who he played with towards the end of his career. Look who he played with. He played with that beast 84 on the other side, and all the hype was on him. So I think he's very underrated to me because the way he started out in Philly, he was a drug, he was with the drugs and, he couldn't get out his own way. And then he gets to Minnesota, he gets a fresh start. Then he becomes one of the greatest receivers in the league to me. Yes, he's an asshole in real life because I tried to get him to sign my autograph at the Pro Bowl. He didn't, so I called him a fucker. But to me personally, I think that to me, the most underrated NFL player to me, definitely Chris Carter.
I can see.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
But if y'all are done with that, we can move on to the next one because that's another golden moment we have to put into the Red Cup Rants folklore. That was pretty good. Joe B, you
better not ever. You are banned from talking about Michael Jordan. Don't ever say anything about Michael Jordan ever again on Red Cup.
Joe B,
never ever.
I just want to see your reaction
boy.
When I put the comment up. So
boy.
The only thing I like with Joe B, he will down their heel. It's like always. He will down their heel. So he's like me. We had plenty of debates online, offline, especially the Ja Morant and Zion Williamson debate. That was a good one. So I mean, one thing about Joe B, he'll say something and he'll stick with it. So we need people like that. But go ahead, LD. What's the next one we're gonna talk about?
Okay, can I start that one off?
Do your thing.
But see, Joe B, we was talking about any player. She just said most underrated NFL player. We didn't talk about past or present. You could have said anybody. That's what it was there for. We should have clarified, but you could talk about anybody. You know what I'm saying? And look. This is why he hates Michael Jordan. See, he's Pistons. See, I told you. Pistons, Lakers.
Oh, so he a crackhead too. That's what that means. He's a crackhead too.
Nah, if you're a Knicks fan, a Pacers fan, or a Detroit fan, you hated Michael Jordan. So, but go ahead, Boom. Go ahead, talk about your biggest bust. I got about 4. I got 4 of them.
You got 4 of them?
I got 4.
I got 1. I'm about to get these hands from her.
Oh Lord! Hey, wait a minute. Does it involve some water coming out of a spray?
Go ahead, Boom. Go ahead, do your thing, Boom.
Oh, here she comes. She about to whoop your ass.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Go ahead and talk your shit because you about to catch these hands.
Man, I can't have it.
Go ahead.
Like that.
Hey, I told y'all, right? Keep digging in the garden. That's where I'll be.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be looking on the episode of Snap. I'll be looking on.
Foul. Get him. Foul.
Now.
I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for you. I'll be looking for you on Snap. I'll be looking for y'all on Snap because yeah, she don't play about I don't want to call him a tank. What's a howitzer? A howitzer? You know, he's not a tank. He's something else. What's lower than a tank? A Jeep? Something.
El Camino, shit, though.
Those trucks we get, those little toys.
Ooh.
Those die-cast plastic men. Yeah.
Ooh.
But go ahead, man. Explain to me why you think.
No, stop, Tariq. Stop listening to your mama. Stop listening to your mama. You hit me with that sport. Ow.
Hey. Explain to
domestic violence.
That's what Joe B said. Domestic abuse, and Brian Jones talking about the mist.
That's right. Talking about number 90.
And why is he the big?
His contract year was his best year.
Ooh.
Contract year.
He does have some. That is true. That is definitely true.
And the years before this contract year. Who did y'all know who he was?
Nah,
when someone said the tank, did you know the name?
Nah,
nope.
No. Shut it. Whatever.
And you know the funny thing about it is he let an old man outperform him.
Oh, ooh! I forgot about that one.
Robert Quinn had what? 11 and a half sacks.
11 and a half sacks.
Damn, how can you?
To me, this right here, and of course, you can ask any one of these guys. You can ask anyone. I am a diehard Cowboys fan.
But you're opinionated, though. You're opinionated. You're not a delusional Cowboys fan.
Man, he telling like it is.
The reason I will say it as they are. I will not sugarcoat anything. They will tell you that I am a Cowboys fan. All right, I've been a Cowboys fan ever since I came to America.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this right here, this dude, I call him the myth, DeMarcus the myth.
He said the myth.
And on that note, I'm gonna go and take a break. I'm gonna go and take a bathroom break, and I'm gonna come back because the producer has showed up. So this is about to be great.
I need a witness, Dre. What the fuck?
Dre, how you just go, bro? He just left the show and left him to fend for himself. Ain't that a friend for you? Isn't that a friend for you? Ain't that that's what brothers do? That's what we do now. Say it again.
No, Mike's not gonna help you.
I got you. I got you, Boom. I got you, man.
But but seriously, this dude, to me, he has underperformed big time, especially this last season, where he should be getting the tackles. The one game where I lost it is when that Buffalo Bills game, that 4th and 1 play, where DeMarcus Lawrence had the quarterback by his leg, saw the fumble, It was within reach, but allowed that quarterback to pick back up and pick up the first down. That's where I lost it. That was it. I said, how the hell are you gonna have?
Oh, so he had a Cam Newton. He had a Cam Newton moment.
So to me, that is right now. That right there is the biggest bust in the NFL.
Ouch.
Jamarcus Russell is way worse than him. But you mentioned there's like 1,002 players out there, but you had to mention number 90.
Yes, I did.
Like seriously, like you really want to die tonight? Like I think you're asking to die. I think we already quarantined with each other for like 16 days plus, and there's probably going to be another 30 more. And then you're going to mention the one man that I adore. Like, bruh, like I understand that he ain't do great last season. I will admit that, but he is not a bust. There are several other players that are a bust. Hold on, Jay.
He's a bust. He's a bust in this. He's a bust if you're getting paid $20 million to get sacks and you're not in the top 3 and you're getting paid $20 million. That's the bust.
I understand that, but I don't call it a bust because, like I said, there's other players that are way busted, could be in the bust category. Our whole defense was mediocre, not just him. So let's not even go there. The whole defense was a bust.
But my thing is this, LD. My thing is this: how the old man Robert Quinn get 11.5 sacks?
That's a bust, Dre. It's a bust.
At least somebody did, because somebody had to do it. Like I'm not saying, she's big mad. I'm about to kill him mad. There's a difference. No, seriously, all seriousness, jokes aside, I do understand that he didn't do great. He didn't do what I wanted him to do, or as I didn't do as I needed him to do for the team. And I will still support him. Just like when Dez was horrible, I still supported Dez through everything. And Dre, you know that. So
yes,
I'm gonna
I don't give a damn about no fan. I don't give a damn about fandom. I don't give a damn about no fandom.
No,
we pay your ass $20 million to get a job done,
but I'm not paying him. But I'm not paying him the $20 million. So I'm gonna still stick.
I'm not trying to
you know what I'm saying? So if it was me,
Dre, don't you start that shit, Dre. Don't you even start it, Dre. Don't you even start it. You know damn well that you was talking about you fun the same way. So don't you even go there. You better not go there, Dre.
But I will say this. Yes, I did talk about you front, but guess what? I still supported him.
Yep.
Bro,
Mike.
See you later.
But he was a bust. He was a bust based on his contract. He was a bust, was he not?
I didn't say he was a bust. I said he.
Dre, based on his contract and why it doesn't matter. Look, when you draft a guy number 1 or a first rounder and he doesn't behave like a first rounder, what is he?
He's a bust.
If you pay a guy $20 million, hold on. If you pay a guy $20 million to get 50, at least 10, we're talking about 12 or more sacks a year, and he doesn't get that, what is he?
He's a bust.
So what's the argument? We're not talking about fandom. We're not talking about fandom.
The argument is this. I've been critical of the Falcons if they fuck up.
I know.
So was I upset? Was I upset that Trufant got that deal? Absolutely. But guess what? I don't sign the checks. That goes to the man that has the ranch in Montana, Mr. Blake. He signs it. Did I agree with Vic Beasley getting $12 million for a franchise 5th-year option getting $12 million? Absolutely not. But guess what? I had hope. It's not about fandom here. It's about the fact that the matter is you support your team regardless, but you're still gonna talk like Boom does. Boom does it the same way. They gave Tank $90 million, and Boom was like, "Dude's still trash." You know, I
thought it was stupid to begin with. To be honest, I'm just gonna be real. I didn't think he was worth that much money to begin with. You got to be more consistent.
It's the market though. It's the market though. The market drives up these.
It is right. We said it 2 weeks ago. That is there's going to be a reset of the markets at every position every year, no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether we agree on that number that the player gets, no matter what, they're going to get their money, no matter what.
True that. True.
But But the question is, are they worth whatever money they get?
Everybody, look, we all know that they're not worth it because there's a lot of players right now that are not worth their contract.
Okay, going back to number 90, let me give you the stats. Yeah, well, I'm doing it.
Hey, look, if I see a new episode of Snap with y'all in it, I'm just gonna not even watch it because I already know what's gonna happen. So
2 years before his contract, he had a total of 1 sack. The year before his contract, he had 14 and a half sacks. The year of his contract, when he got it, he got 10 and a half. After he signed the contract last year, he only had 5 sacks. So
he sound like Albert Hainsworth. That's what he sound like.
So I mean, come on, is he worth it based on his performance? He only had 2 good years.
You know what? It's like Mike was saying with Trufant. I didn't think he was worth his contract, but guess what? I don't sign the checks. So the only thing they can do is perform. It's just like with Gurley. Gurley signed what, $64 million? 2 years later, he was cut. We all know this is what happens when the salary cap in the NFL keeps going up. And you know the crazy thing about it is, wait till Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes are up for their contracts.
That's why I differ. That's why I differ, man.
45-50 million a year.
I already said that Patrick Mahomes is going to be the first $200 million player in the NFL. I already said that. Consider the fact that what he accomplished now, and he's only 24, 25, that man going to get stupid paid.
Yeah. He's going to get paid, but it's like, this is where I differ. It's not about the money that these players. We're talking about consistency. If you're going to get paid that amount of money, at least be consistent. And that's why you have to say that a guy's a bust and he's not worth. He failed as far as his contract, failed as far as his draft stock, his draft position. He failed because there was inconsistencies, and I think that's the biggest thing with Lawrence that I see. He's Vic Beasley. He's Vic Beasley. That's what he is.
And guess what? Them Dolphins about to find out real quick about Byron Jones. About to find out real quick. That man gave they gave him $80 million for 2 picks.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I got 4 busts. Everybody knows Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf are on my list. Those 2 are trash. My third one is Lawrence Phillips, not because he had the talent. I just figured he was a bust because he could get out his own way. That man had the talent. If you watch him at Nebraska, that dude was a stud at running back. But the man could get out his own way. And when Dick Vermeil cuts you, you fucked up. Because Dick Vermeil, to me, was probably one of the greatest coaches. And he's one of the nicest coaches. That man won a Super Bowl with St. Louis. He won a Super Bowl. That man is a good coach. So when Dick Vermeil gives up on you, you pretty much need to turn yourself. You need to find you another job. You need to go drive for Uber or something like that.
Easy.
You need to do something. Number four. Well, I got another one, so I got 5. So number 4, Tony Mandrich. Because the only reason why I said Tony Mandrich is a bust because
they had him. Ooh,
look at the class he was. Look at the class he was in. He was picked number 2. He reminds me of Darko Milicic. You get drafted number 2. Troy Aikman goes number 1. Look at the guys that got picked after him: Derek Thomas, Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders. Like, these are all Hall of Famers. Then you got this guy who was complete trash. He was complete ass.
Looking like Dolph Lundgren and damn Rocky and couldn't damn do anything.
I still remember the play. It's on YouTube. I don't know what Green Bay was doing, and I don't know why they did it, but they had him lined up against the late great Reggie White. And when I say Reggie White abused them, that shit should have been censored because the way he abused that guy, he didn't even do anything. He didn't even do anything complex. No swim move, no rip move, nothing. He just was kind of like, get your ass out of my way so I can get to the quarterback like this. By the way, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's crazy. And number 5, I talked about him earlier, who I think that DeMarcus Lawrence is implicating. That's Albert Hainsworth. Albert Hainsworth was the first $100 million defensive player, because defensive players wasn't getting paid $100 million like they are now. Defensive players, the closest I think Dion with Dallas. Correct me if I'm wrong, Boom or LaDonna. I think Dion got 35 or 40 million from Dallas when he went to a free agent. I think y'all gave him 35, 40 million. That's how much defensive players were getting at the time. So when Albert Haynesworth got 100 million from Washington, I already knew it was a bad move because first of all, you're going to Washington. Second of all, you're getting paid $100 million on a contract year, so that was a risk in general. And honestly, I will say this: I wanted the Falcons to get him, but the way the money he was commanding, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I would have been pissed off. And then you saw what happened later on. This man was complete lazy. Like he had a reason.
30 million for 5 years.
Who, Dion?
Yeah, that's what.
So I mean, no defensive player before Albert Haynesworth was getting 100 million off top. And you saw what happened after the fact. This man was the epitome of laziness. Like, he could have been a dominant player, but he was lazy as fuck. I'm not saying
didn't care.
He didn't care because he got paid. He got paid. He was like, "Hey, I got my money. I'm gonna go and do whatever I gotta do." I'm not saying DeMarcus Lawrence is that at that point, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if he don't do nothing this season, I'll be side eyeing my BFF. I'm gonna be like, "So, 90 million, huh? Damn, 90 million."
Hey man, I gotta say this, man.
But those are my butts. So I'm gonna let Mike go. Go ahead, Mike.
I think the biggest. This is gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, especially in our city.
When do we care about other people's feelings?
We never do.
Man.
But I will say this: consider the fact how bad our fan base is. I know if he's gonna go where I think he's gonna go, yeah, they're gonna be.
I thought about that one, but this is another one. This is actually baseball related.
Hey, you said, hey, go ahead.
This is a lot of people thought he was going to be the next great thing. We're talking about Jason Hayward.
Boy, you about to get cussed out.
You know what I'm talking about. This guy was slated to be the next Hank Aaron. He was supposed to be the next Ken Griffey Jr. He was a 5'2" player. We're talking about this guy was supposed to be the next great thing,
You about to get cussed out by the. You about to get cussed out by the twins. You about to get cussed out by them Thornton twins because they love them some Jason.
Hey, but that's real though. That's real. What did this guy ever do since leaving the Braves? Nothing. He got $200 million and just look. I'm just gonna play defense from now on. That's all. He can't hit. He can't hit the off-speed pitch.
Where is he now?
I don't even know. I think he's in Chicago.
LaDonna said the Cubs. I heard her say the Cubs.
I think he's with Chicago because that contract ain't going nowhere, and he's only good for defense. That dude can hit for crap.
Hey, look. I told you. See, she said, "Oh, my feelings." See, I told you. I'll say right now, them Thornton twins love them some hate because between Maggie,
I already know.
Between Maggie and Phil, every time Jason Hayward hit a home run or does something, they be on Facebook talking about,
hey man, hey, I love Jason, but that dude was a bust, bro. Like we expected him to be. And
it hurts me even more because he was from McDonough, right up the street. He was from McDonough. That hurt my feelings, man. I had hope for him. You know what? Him and the Upton brothers, I thought they was gonna bring us a championship, but they didn't.
Ooh, don't even talk about that. Ooh. BJ Upton, my God. Ooh,
you know what?
God.
You know what?
Oh my God.
You know what? You know I talk about dying on the hill. I died on the hill about BJ Upton. He was one of my favorite. Him and Justin were one of my favorite because when Justin became a Brave, I was hyped because I seen him play in Arizona when he was here in Arizona. I seen him play. So when I found out the Braves was getting him, I was like, oh shit. And then you saw how he took off. I was like, yo, this dude's the MVP right now. But it didn't work out. So, but I'm happy where we're at now. But back in the day, Hayward, they all played in the outfield. So I was expecting a World Series with that team. So,
but I was gonna talk about Mrs. Vick. I was gonna talk about him, but I'll just say that for a rainy day. All right. I'll say that for a rainy day.
Right. So, but with that being said, if you're done with the biggest bust, we're gonna move on to the next subject. We got about 20 minutes here. best pickup and the worst on your team during your time watching them. Okay, so the best pickup that we had in Falcons history to me was Dwight Freeney. To me, Dwight Freeney was the best pickup we had because he made our Super Bowl run. He really did. He taught, when he was there, y'all saw how Vic Beasley had his great season because he had a guy like Dwight Freeney on his team. So I think that's the best pickup. The worst pickup, Peerless Price from Buffalo. I thought if y'all don't know who Peerless Price is, this is way back in the day. This is way back in the when Michael Vick had Audrey Crumpler, and we was looking for a receiver to have, and we went and got Peerless. I thought Peerless Price was gonna be the dude because we saw what he did in Buffalo. You saw what he did in Buffalo, and then he gets to Atlanta, and he is complete garbage. Complete garbage. I would have said Ray Edwards. I would have said Jamal Anderson, but they was drafted. Well, Ray Edwards, we picked him up because Charles Johnson stayed with Carolina, so he was the next best pass rusher. Supposedly, he was trash. And Jamal Anderson, I'm more pissed off because the fact that we drafted him ahead of guys like Patrick Willis, who I wanted really bad on Atlanta. I wanted Patrick Willis. Well, we ended up getting Jamal Anderson. And we saw how that worked out. That motherfucker went to Indianapolis, became a tight end. That tells you how garbage he was.
That tells you everything that you need to know about him.
But Peerless Price sticks out to me because he was supposed to be the number one guy in Atlanta to help Michael Vick elevate. Because everybody knows Michael Vick has tunnel vision. And he's only going to throw to Algie Crumpler. So when we got Peerless Price on the outside, we was like, oh, we got a guy on the outside that could take away the pressure from Algie Crumpler. Nah, he didn't. That man dropped more passes. He dropped more passes than me, passing gas. So I mean, that dude was complete garbage. So that's to me, that was the best and worst pickup to me. Basketball, the best pickup in basketball to me was got to go with LD's BFF Vince Carter. Not because, to me personally, it's not because of what he does on the court. It's what he does off the court. Helping guys like Trae Young and Cam Reddish and
man, I hope you ain't trying to get back on her good graces, man. You better not be trying to do that.
I like Vince Carter. I like Vince. I love Vince. Vince is to me
half man, half amazing.
Yeah, I wanted matter of fact, when he was in the draft, I wanted Atlanta to trade up to get him, kind of like what they did with Julio, but the Atlanta Hawks management was incompetent, so we didn't get him. But yeah, I love Vince for what he does on the court for teaching the young guys. The worst pickup the Hawks did, punk ass Danny Manning. Because who we gave up to get
Why
him.
did you have to say that?
Because it still hurts. It still hurts me. It still hurts because who we gave up to get this guy who averaged 1.5 points a game, and who we gave up. We gave up a great Atlanta legend who was still putting up 25, 26 points a game in Dominique. Even though people said that he was old, that old man was still putting up 25 points a game. And we were ahead of the Bulls at that time in the Eastern Conference. I'm not saying that we was going to beat them in the playoffs, but we was ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. So whenever I see Billy Knight, I'm going to drop kick him in the mouth. So, and so yeah. But baseball, I don't really have a baseball worst or best pickup because honestly, the Braves have been pretty consistent with their pickups. So maybe Mike, you might have a little bit more insight, or Maggie. Maggie's probably listening. She probably knows. I don't really have a person. Well, Mike said BJ Upton. So I mean, he might be the worst pickup to Mike. So I mean, that's why Mike give me a look. He's like, you damn right. So I'm gonna let y'all go. But that's cool.
Go ahead, Boom.
I'm gonna say the best pickup that we ever had was Deion Sanders.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
When we got him, oh man, everyone was excited. He coming to Dallas, and then doing what he did here, the matchups that he had against Jerry Rice here in Dallas, the old Dallas Stadium in Irving. Those were great.
Yeah.
I would say that would be the best pickup that we had. As far as the worst, oh man, where do I be? Where can you go?
Hey, look at LaDonna. She's looking. She like he better. She got. I bet she got her. She got her fist ball ready to go and say, You better not say what I think you about to say, because I'm telling you, she about to give you the skippity paps. She about to give you the skippity paps right now.
Or that people's elbow. She about to hit him with that people's elbow.
She about to give him skippity paps or something.
Yeah, I would say like my memory it's not what it's been, whatever. But the most there's two that I would say. One coming from free agent, the other one coming from a draft.
Okay.
The one from a free agent, I said the worst pickup was Greg Hardy.
Yeah. I agree with that. I do.
And then the other one that came from the draft, Randy Gregory. Whatever.
And you know what? It's sad. It's sad because Randy Gregory, he kind of reminds me of your boy Rolando McClain when y'all got him from Dallas. Y'all picked him up. They both had the tools to be great, but they're demons. They're demons. Demons, they're hard to fight. So, and Randy Gregory's trying to get back in the league. He's trying to get back in the league, and I hope he does, but that man's on serious help.
Hey, but believe me when I say this, I wish nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
Health-wise, mentally, and physically, I wish nothing but the best. But when you have a history of screwing up over and over again, getting suspended over and over again for the same stuff, and you are provided the help that you need,
yeah,
I'm sorry, but there has to be
no sympathy. There's no sympathy for you.
That I can reach my hand out to you, right?
Yeah.
So to me, hey, I wish him the best. I hope he does come back and prove me wrong. But it has to. You need to show it as well. It has to be reciprocated from the player as well, because everyone from all the things that I read, NFL as a whole has given players everything that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you are drunk, they give you a number to call. Hey, call this number, and they will come pick you up.
That's the truth. Yeah.
Man, look, that was a dude that killed somebody, and the NFL was like, "We'll take care of it."
Right.
But I mean, they give you all these tools, but yet even with all these chances that you were given, you went to go back to your old ways. So there has to be a limit. I mean, this is when was he drafted again?
Who?
Gregory.
He was drafted. I think
may have been 15.
You know what? I think him and Beasley and
I
Ballard,
think it was
they all
15 or 16.
I think that was 15.
So in 4 years, you have yet to play a full season.
Yeah.
So
that's.
Yep, Brian Jones. Yep, that's who it was. It was Leonard Little. That man killed the man, and the NFL said we'll take care of it. If you don't know about Leonard Little, read his story. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
So the best pickup that I ever saw from my team, like I said, was prime time, and the two worst coming from either free agency or draft, Greg Hardy and Randall Gregory. So
yeah, and I always said that whenever I go back to Atlanta and I find Rankin Smith's grave side, I'm gonna kick it over, because he should not never let Deion left Atlanta ever. The way when I saw him walk out with a 49er uniform on, my soul was hurt.
Man, because that hurt my feelings.
Because not only was that was a rival, this man showed out the game against us. I went to the game and I cried all the way home. I really did. That
was a painful time.
When prime time came to Dallas and he had that punt return. Oh man! After that play, me and my friends went outside and we played football.
That's why I say, to me, when people ask me who's my greatest all-time player, number one, got to go with prime time. That man was electric. He's the reason why I started playing football and I became a Falcons fan because
And didn't he started playing offense when he came to Dallas?
yeah, he did.
Receiver?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he caught. Matter of fact, he caught a reception in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh. He did. Yeah, he did. So, but with that being said, we about to move on to the next subject. We about to end our time here. My producer LD, I think she's still kind of flustered. So, oh, this is for you, Mike. I know you're
Why it gotta be me?
because you're the wrestling guy. I mean, I got your back. But,
All
you
right, I got it.
I'm a casual fan, so I mean, you might have more insight than me. This is why I wish Phil was here because he said it himself that WrestleMania should be canceled. So,
Well, on one hand, I can see where Vince what he's thinking. He wants to be a trendsetter. He wants to be something that that he wants to be the strength, within the country, within the nation, to kind of give us some glimmer of hope. Of course, he always want to make money. I don't blame him in that aspect because like he's a business of like multiple businesses, businessman. He's the owner of multiple businesses. So I get it. He's thinking about losing money. And anybody who put in that position, like you and me, we could be making Vince McMahon moves if we had Vince McMahon type business and money. So I won't blame him on that. But what really pisses me off is that you have older guys like Rey Mysterio who have put in 20, 30 years into this business. You have guys like The Undertaker. These guys are putting in 30 years and they've done everything that you've asked. So a level of respect for them is something that you should have. And not only that, you're talking about a guy like Roman Reigns who has had who's dealt with 2 bouts of leukemia. This is serious business.
mm-hmm.
He is extremely vulnerable when it comes to that. And for you to say to him, like, I want you to perform, knowing that this situation, like Vince has privilege, like he has the option to look deeply into what the coronavirus is. He has deep enough pockets to know every little detail that we have yet to find out right now. So he has access to that information, to get a hold of that type of information. And for you to go ahead with it anyway, even if you still have guys that are in the company who just test positive, right? Rey Mysterio, Dana Brooke, and all those guys, and women who have tested positive for it, for you to go out and say, we're gonna do this anyway, it's disrespectful, man. And Brock Lesnar, I know Phil says every week, fuck Brock Lesnar, man, but I gotta give Brock a round of applause for what he did, bro. Like, he stood up to Vince. He said, Vince, you're a greedy piece of shit right now, and you're not worried about anybody's health. You're just worried about stuff in your pockets. And it's like one of the only times that I got to give Brock Lesnar nothing but credit and nothing but respect for what he did. Because, again, man, guys like Ric Flair, these guys are older guys, and you know that they still miss, being in that spotlight. And they're vulnerable. You got to kind of protect them guys away from themselves. You got to protect these guys from themselves, man. And the fact that he's not worried about that, these guys can croak tomorrow, and then he'll have a raw moment, and he'll probably make some money off of that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm just glad that he allowed Roman to sit it out, and hopefully he doesn't punish Roman for this, because if he does, I can gladly say that I will not be watching wrestling anymore if he punishes Roman for being, ill, because that's a low life son of a bitch move if he does something like that.
I don't think he'll punish Roman because Roman is one of his star players. Now, if it was somebody of a lesser caliber, he probably would, but I don't think he'll punish Roman because Roman is one of his star players. And I do agree with what you're saying. I mean, leukemia is serious business. And we all know how the Rona is like. They attack people whose immune system is compromised. So that was a big step for Roman because I know it was a big match with Goldberg and it was for the belt and it's WrestleMania. Like if anybody was a lesser caliber player, they'll jump right on it. But Roman's like, you know what? My health comes first. The belt's going to be there. I might not be if I take this match. So, but Mike, you already know how Vince is. I mean, you saw what he did when he took the thing to Saudi Arabia, and a lot of people were mad about that as well. So,
man, Vince didn't give one iota of a fuck.
What you say? What you say? Whoring out for money is what you say.
Whoring out for money, man. That dude is whoring out for money right now. He doesn't care about anybody's feelings.
And the thing about it's not only Roman Reigns; it's a lot of people that are pulling out of WrestleMania. So, and honestly, I mean, I know a lot of people said they're still going to watch it, but I'm like, without the crowd, without the hoopla, without that, I doubt.
What's the point of watching any sporting event without a crowd? Like, who the hell is? I don't want to watch football.
Not just without a crowd, but if you look at all the WrestleManias in the past, all those big entrances that those they will have zero impact. Just
that's what sets the crowd. That's what sets the crowd off with the entrances. It sets the crowd off because if you got the entrance, you got a great entrance. The crowd gets hyped or they boo, depending on who comes out. Exactly. That sets the tone for the match. And if you don't have that, why would you watch?
Now imagine that entrance that Triple H had with that motorcycle that he came out.
Yeah.
With the live band playing on the side.
Right.
You think that would have the same impact with no crowd?
Yeah, man.
No, it's not. And I understand, like you said, Dre, I understand what Vince is trying to do. This WWE is $1 billion industry.
Yep.
To keep it at $1 billion industry, you got to keep producing.
Yeah.
I understand the business side of it. But then, like you said, Mike, he needs to understand you ain't going to have that business if half your roster is sick.
Right.
Or they pulling out because they don't want to get sick.
Or possibly dead because some of those players have compromised immune system, like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And a lot of people might pull it out because they don't want to get sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, because how many, the two players that got it, Rey Mysterio and Dana Brooks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How many other wrestlers have walked past those two wrestlers?
I'm sure a lot of people walk by Rey Mysterio.
Not just forget the roster. Like how many, like
in general,
people walk past them. Yeah. The arena workers, the WWE staff, the workers backstage. Yeah, all these people. I'm sure. Yeah, he said I can replace them. You can't replace a superstar that got sick. Especially Rey Mysterio, like he said, he's been there forever.
Right.
And people still love him. Even the new kids, the kids are growing up today, like Rey Mysterio.
Just imagine.
Your main players, main roster, you can't. It's not going to happen. Are you going to have a WrestleMania with no crowd and trying to make it a 2-night event? No.
I'm not feeling that, man.
So, but we're here. But go ahead, Boom. I know what you were saying.
No, I'm done.
But just imagine. My thing is, just imagine if Roman Reigns would have got sick with the coronavirus. You know how much of a firestorm the WWE would have to endure. Roman Reigns.
Boy, don't.
I'm not wishing that on him, but I'm just saying, like, Vince got to look at this in a different way. Like, yes, we know you're $1 billion business, but at the same time, you got to look at the safety of your players. Me personally, if I was in charge of WWE, I would have shut it down. I'd be like, you know what? We'll have a WrestleMania 2021. We'll have one next year. I need all y'all to be healthy, and let's just shut it down.
I mean, you can still have it this year. Just post.
Yeah. But this is what we're looking at. This is what owners and commissioners. This is what they're looking at if they're playing. It's not just WWE. It's any sport. This is what we're looking at now because of how serious this virus is. So, but like I said, I applaud Roman Reigns because a lot of people, if it was a less caliber player that's going for a championship, they probably would have said, "Fuck it."
Hit
But
the road, Jack. Don't you
yeah,
come back no more, no more, no
yeah.
more,
But
no more.
I think we're done. LD, I think we're at the end, and we have our parting
Whew.
shot for a rant. So I'm gonna let one of my brothers get in here and say what they got to say, and then I'll close it.
Well, I'll say this. It's hard for me to even say this. Oh my God! I'll just go ahead and blurt it out. Get ready for 45. All right, get ready for 45 for 4 more years. Because when it all come down to it, man, when it all come down to it, the presidential election has been completely just overshadowed by this virus thing. And like, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but I don't know how, like, anybody, you got to be Jesus right about now to kind of get or find any type of light when it comes down to trying to find, any type of momentum to build a positive momentum to beat Mr. 45 right now. I know this ain't politics show and all that type of stuff, but man, we just gotta continue to pray, meditate, and just hope for the best, man, because there's people out here who are dying, man, and hopefully this is, it brings people together, even with this virus, man. This horrible virus that is right now. And I'm gonna say something that's probably a little bit out of my character, but a little bit, but I hope 45 has learned something from this. I truly hope that. I hope he's learned to be less of an asshole. I hope he's learned that this is serious. His ass can get it at any given time. You got people that's even politicians, they're catching this virus. So it could be you, it could be me, it could be whoever. It could be your baby, it could be your grandmother, it could be your grandfather, uncle, aunts. Like, it could be anybody at any given time. So hopefully this complete asshole understands that this is serious and learn how to be a damn leader. I hope he learns how to be a leader and does the right things his next term. That's just my take on it, man. So that's the rant that I have, and I just like I said, man, I just hope even some of the biggest assholes understand that, like, this is real, man. Life is life, and you can't take anything for granted.
All right, Boom. You want to say anything?
Number 90 sucks.
LaDonna, I'm praying for. Matter of fact, I told her she want to do her part shot, so I might let her go and engage into it as well. So I mean,
no, she don't need she can stay back there.
Oh no, I just
we don't need them explosive.
I just told her. I asked if she want to speak. And she said I could speak. So I might let the producer come in for a little bit.
Stay back there.
But go ahead, Boom.
On the side, coming back to what Matt Buck was saying, not about 45. I can care less about what 45 does. But us as individuals, we need to be considerate. Be considerate for others. A few weeks ago, when we did the show, I was saying that when we tried to grocery shop, we couldn't find shit. and but still we're still having a hard time finding stuff. And then when we do find stuff, now there's a fucking limit.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we have to, get what we want or can with the limit. We're out 2 or 3 days, and we try to go back out again. It's either we can't find nothing, or we have to go on a scavenger hunt to find something. So, be considerate of others. Don't take more than what you need. Because we still have yet to find Lysol. It's been 2 fucking weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I had to, like I said 2 weeks ago, the only place where I found fucking hand sanitizer, those little travel sizes, was at a FedEx store. And they only had 2. So, I mean, hell, y'all fucking ransacked the grocery store, and then y'all went to FedEx and fucking robbed them of hand sanitizers. Because either we're going to die from the virus or we're going to die of hunger. That's what it is right now.
Something, right? Yep, something.
So it's I have a 2-year-old. I'm gonna feed him first before I feed myself. I'm gonna feed my wife before I feed myself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to. We got to do better. Right now what we can do is stay home. I don't give a fuck what that does to your social life. You ain't gonna have a social life in a fucking few months if y'all keep going out.
Mm-hmm.
So think of us, because when she said that we've been in the house for 16 plus days, that is correct. 16 plus days, me and her have been stuck in this house. And then the governor has just extended stay at home until April 30th. So now she has to deal with me for a month and a half, maybe longer. That's why I keep saying you're gonna have to dig in the garden in the front yard to find me. So the sooner we can just sit at home and not go out except for getting essential things, the quicker this will pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say. Other than that, if y'all still gonna go out, if y'all still gonna spring break, y'all still going to a beach, y'all still gonna have gathering more than group of 6 or 10, or what the limit that they put on now?
10. It's 10 people.
10 people. Y'all suffers. I mean, it's plain and simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, this does not go for just me, my family, Dre, Mike. No, it goes for everybody. If y'all going out, hanging out, yeah, y'all can see this will, the stay at home will keep extending, and then eventually it may become martial law, where you can't even go outside your door until seeing military people outside.
True. Yeah, and they better get it together and do something, because my 40th birthday's coming up and I have plans.
You had plans.
Well, I still got to July, so I got a little sliver of hope, a little bit. So, but I see my producer has jumped on, so if you want to say anything, go ahead. Even nephew, I see nephew poking in. He might want to say something too.
No, just my parting shot is it's for the couples. Even though I joke around about being stuck with this man, um we actually do have space between each other, just because he does go to work during the day. Be courteous to your spouse right now. Listen. If they're saying something, listen. I didn't know what you were talking about, so that's why I walked off. But but at the same time, this is not the time to argue, because you're stuck in the house with each other. So there's no, especially if you have a small house, you can't run away from the argument. You might as well just kind of stand there and listen to it, and then work it out right there. Because I know some men, even some women, don't like to argue, or they want to walk away from the argument and then come back to it and let them think their thoughts. But right now it's going to be really hard to do that, especially when you're supposed to stay in. That's my only 2 cents. And then I just wanted to throw my show out there, but I'll let Dre finish his parting shot before I say something about my show.
Okay. Well, I'll get that on out the way now. Ladies, fellas, Listen to me. Thursday, it's gonna be on and popping. Champagne conversation. If you thought it was gonna be a good time, you thought it was a good time last week. It's gonna be a good time this week. Nikki, Ladonna, and Kimberly gonna come with their heat. Q&A. You can ask whatever you want to ask, but you better be respectful because you got brothers that know how to fight. So you better be respectful. All right. And, and-
And we
right.
have a
Yeah.
and we have a secret and we have a giveaway.
And
If
they
there's
have a
any
giveaway as well.
Yeah, if there's any females listening, we have a giveaway and we have a secret word. If you don't know the secret word, please find the video of Nikki that was posted yesterday. There will be another video posted tomorrow,
Absolutely.
but do not say the secret word because we will delete those comments. We're watching the post and deleting all those comments.
Yeah.
We will give you a certain time to call in, and the first person to call in will get a giveaway from Nikki's Pure Romance.
Yeah.
It's a goodie bag. So, like I said, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Please find us on StreamYard. Please find us on Mike's YouTube, our YouTube. We're going to be a little bit of everywhere. But Thursday Q&A. Please, like I said, please be respectful because I don't want someone y'all. You see this three, and there's a fourth somewhere around. Somewhere around here.
It's actually five of
And
us.
there's five. Yeah, so be
It's five of us.
respectful. Just that's all I ask. There's about six.
To anybody.
Yeah, okay.
This dude.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't doing nothing to nobody.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we're just gonna have a Q&A. We're gonna have a good time. I was gonna really originally call it bullshits and giggles, but we decided to call it,
Right.
a Q&A. But like I said, we just want to have a girls talk and just talk about anything that
Absolutely.
comes to mind. Because last week, I don't know how we got on the flavor of love and everything
It was
else.
it was good. I mean, matter of fact, I got a lot of feedback from other people, and they was like, they really love the show. So I'm gonna let them know, like, y'all gonna be back on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't. We not only have champagne conversations. We got the hodgepodge on Saturday, and then the flagship of SPN Red Cup Rants. Then also when football season start, these two, this one and the under Mike, and this one above me, they have a Cowboy show. And if you're a delusional Cowboys fan, don't listen because you'll be pissed off because these guys are very opinionated, especially that guy above me. He is very opinionated about his Cowboys.
Woo!
If they are trash, he will let you know they are trash. So, but yeah, they'll be there, and then Brian,
Let them know I am a Cowboys fan.
right? But you're not delusional though. You're not a delusional Cowboys fan.
Yeah, so no, I'm letting them know. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I will speak the truth. If they suck, they fucking suck.
And that one down there, that one down there to my,
To sum up the last season, just
yeah,
go look at the Cowboys Jets game.
yeah, exactly. Matter of
And we
fact,
called that one too.
we
That's
did
what was so
a
bad.
we did
Yeah,
a we
we
did a joint.
lost to a winless team, to a
We did
quarterback who came back from bronchitis or whatever.
yeah.
The recipient
He had Brian. What did your quarterback have? He had something. It wasn't
Oh, he
bronchitis.
had mono. He had the
Mono.
mono.
Yeah, he had mono. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
we
mono.
lost a quarterback who was out for 3 weeks with mono, come back and light us up.
And I called it.
Yeah. So I remember doing the joint show with them, and it was funny as hell. So I think we'll probably do more joint shows in the future. But yeah, that was funny. But also when Brian gets his situation rectified, he'll be joining us with his show. I listened to his show a couple times, and it's pretty good show. So, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna invite the crew on there, and it's gonna be pure malarkey. So, but yeah, we're expanding, we're getting bigger. So enjoy the ride.
Don't forget breaking the stigma on Sundays.
Oh yes, breaking the stigma on Sundays. We are probably gonna move it up because of the saving the last dance. We all those Bull fans want to see that, so we'll probably move that up. So, but with that being said, I only got one parting shot, and it's not serious, but it's pretty historic to me. It was exactly 1 year ago that we lost a great man, that we lost probably one of the most influential people in this rap game. I was a fan of him when he dropped Crenshaw. I was a fan of him because I saw what he was trying to do for his community. And it was unfortunate that he met an unfortunate death. I'm talking about Nipsey. Uh, Today is the anniversary of his death, of him getting killed. And I just kind of reflected on his impact and his legacy that he left on the community. He was one of the guys that he came from a hard knock life, and he kind of just made it, and he was just trying to make it better for his people. Um, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's been a year, bro. Like a year. Like I remember when you told me. I remember you texted me and told me that he got shot, and I was like, "Stop playing." But
Yeah.
it kind of threw you for a loop because this man was just starting to make his own way. I mean, he dropped Victory Lap, who I thought should have got Album of the Year because it's a very great album, and he was just really trying to bring everybody together as far as the community and how we should move and stuff like that. To see him get gunned down like that, it sucks. It really does because it seems like he kind of reminds me of Tupac in a little bit, in a way he kind of reminds me of Tupac, just because of the demeanor and what they just wanted to see people like us win. You know what I'm saying? So that's my rant. One time for Nipsey, man. I mean, we miss y'all. We all, not only the rap community miss you. Us as a whole miss you because you really brought a lot to the community. You really was trying to bring a lot to the forefront as far as improving ourselves and our community. So that's my shot right there.
The marathon continues.
Yeah, matter of fact, as soon as I get off, I'm a blast Nipsey Hustle while I make these chicken wings, and my neighbor's gonna be mad. I'll be like, "Y'all had sex."
Oh my God! Really? You just had to throw that in there. Just had to throw that in there.
That's how I got woken up. So
I can't.
if they want to be petty, I'm gonna be petty right back. I'm gonna be banging Nipsey Hustle all night while I'm cleaning up. So they just gonna have to be mad. So, but with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody listening to us. I appreciate Boom and LaDonna and Mike and Dex and Matt and Nikki and Kim, all y'all. It's gonna blow up, man. So that's all I gotta say. Unless y'all ain't got nothing else to say, man, that's a wrap.
Hell no, I ain't got nothing to say. Get y'all asses out, and before you get the fuck out, hit that subscribe button and go to Strictly Prohibited Network. Hit that subscribe button there. Follow us on Facebook, and all right, that's about it. Get the stepping, get the fucking stepping, get the fucking stepping. Hit that end button.
What Martin said?
No. It ain't no more talking. It's the end.
What Martin said? You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
You need to
You ain't got to go, but you get.